What's going on, guys? It's your boy Redux. What is? And we are back. I know I've been away for quite a while because I was really trying to see like where I could go with this. And plus, your boy got work, man. I'm trying to make this bread for real. I got a new mic and stuff, and I just figured out how to record on FL Studio. So I'm gonna be doing what ifs with FL Studio. Come on now. And I didn't know I could put like special effects like I usually do with my beats, but we're not gonna get into that. So without any further ado, with all that gibberish I just said, I'm gonna be bringing y'all What If Deku Was Sukuna's Vessel Part 6. Without any further ado, let's begin. We come back with Deku winning the UA Sports Festival after fighting after fighting Todoroki, right? So after he wins, he does his speech saying that he had to grind, work hard for this, sacrifices, not them blood sacrifices, not them Hollywood sacrifices, but he spent time, hard work, and dedication to get where he's at. And he used to be quirkless, but now he's not. So if he could do it, anybody can. And with that, he gives his speech, and after the speech, they go home, take like a little 2.5 weeks off of school, they recuperate themselves, and they deserve that time off. So come Monday, they start with the internship, and Izuku has hella internships. You got something from Cinder Block, motherfucking Midnight, motherfucking what is it? Gang Orc. I know I probably like messed that up, but you got some from like the top tier pro heroes, the top of the top. Like I would best estimate like the top 45 heroes. I'm not finna like do like fucking top 5 or top like 10, because that seems a little weird to me. Well, it's not weird, but I just want to like give some like realism. Like if you really want to be real, it's like top 40 45 at best. So after they do that, Izuku takes some time and he talks to All Might. He tells All Might he's not sure which internship he wants to do, because he wants to do it with All Might, but at the same time he wants to like experience what other pro heroes can maybe teach him. And with that being, he goes with Gran Torino after giving it some consideration and feeling, and like he needs to like step up to All Might's plate. He goes after Gran Torino. So he walks in and he sees a little short old man, and he asked if he's Gran Torino, and Gran Torino want to get smart and say that, I don't know, is he? Some shit like that. And so as Izuku was about to leave and said sorry for intruding, that old man uses a jet stream quirk and starts like bouncing and close the door. And then as he starts bouncing, he starts bouncing off the walls and telling Izuku that this is his first initiation. Well, not initiation, but his entrance kind of exam to like see if he's worthy of being his intern. And so as he was bouncing off the walls and stuff, Izuku started getting hit. He blocking and weaving and dodging, and so that's when he started to close his eyes and feel his surroundings. And then he makes a cursed energy aura and like makes like a kind of like dome. Now if y'all Jujutsu Kaisens know what this is, I want y'all to put in the comments what he just learned unintentionally, because it's gonna be used. Don't worry, it's gonna be used, but I'm gonna just make it unintentional. And so when Gran Torino came in that dome, Izuku punched his foot with equal force. And Gran Torino thinks to himself, this kid, how did he nullify my attack with this energy? And so that's when Gran Torino decided to kick up the speed, right? He kicks up the speed, and so Izuku kicks up his speed too. So every attack that he makes, Izuku's always there meeting him. And Izuku has this serious look in his eye, concentrated, just boom, 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 boom. He tries to feint. Izuku already knows it's a feint and meets him with equal force. And then that's when Izuku dodges. He didn't meet it head on. He dodges and then uses a divergent fist to hit Gran Torino. And as the first hit came, the second one followed after with the curse energy. And so he flew back, and Gran Torino caught himself, and he starts laughing, saying, well done, kid, you earned my respect. And so as they shook hands, Gran Torino smacked him across the head and said, but don't you ever hit an old man like that ever again. And then Izuku rubs his head, saying that he's sorry. So after training his with internships, we're gonna hop into the Stain arc, which I don't know how I really should do this, but I'm gonna just continue with this script that I wrote down. So everything goes to canon. They're on a train, and a Nomu just bust in right on a train. Nomu starts screaming and yelling, trying to hurt people, and that's when Gran Torino jumped into action. Gran Torino uses jet stream quirk to drop kick the Nomu in the face, and as he does that, Deku uses dismantle to shoot the curse energy, and it cuts the Nomu's arm off, making it lose balance and the grip off the train, and he falls, and Gran Torino jets after it, and Deku goes, but Gran Torino says save the citizens, save the people on the train first. So Deku hops into action. He uses his speed and agility along with his strength to save the people, and after that he senses Ida, because I'm gonna give Deku this new ability called Curse Pulse, where I'm gonna say that everybody has cursed energy, but they don't know how to tap into it at all. But he can still feel cursed energy. So Deku's wondering where everybody's at, so he closes his eyes and sends out a pulse of cursed energy. Now this pulse of cursed energy can sweep, let's say, about 300 miles, right? So he can send Gran Torino, all these other sub heroes, sidekicks and stuff, and then when he gets almost finished, he senses Ida along with another malicious cursed energy, which is the hero killer Stain. And as he senses that, Deku shoots his eyes open and says Ida, and as he gets ready, he just takes off, ground coming off the fucking concrete. He bolts there, running as fast as he can, moving as fast as he can. And so as Ida is paralyzed on the ground because he wants to be a tard and go after hero killer Stain without any help, but it's alright. So he goes after hero killer Stain for killing his brother, trying to get his get back, and Stain walks up to Ida paralyzed. Now look at the younger brother trying to get his get back for the older brother, and look where that got you. Any last words before I put you out your misery? Ida says, damn you. As the hero killer says, too bad. You could have made an interesting villain if you could have held your own long enough. And as the sword was about to come down, all you hear is a divergent fist. and Stain has a fast enough reaction to block it with his swords, but the sword cracked because he wasn't expecting a second hit. Even though like the second hit is kind of like invisible because you're not expecting it, and plus it's cursed energy. So the second hit comes and Stain gets pushed back, and Stain was like, so we have another fake hero to join the fray, huh? And Deku puts Ida against the wall and saying that, try to recover your strength. And so now it becomes Deku versus Stain. So Stain tells him that he could sense something malicious in him, and Deku says he doesn't know what he's talking about. But Stain can't be fooled because he can sense bloodlust, and he can sense Sukuna's like overwhelming presence inside Deku. And so Hero Killer Stain says, why don't you let your other side out? And Deku says, I'm not gonna do that because I'm a hero. Even with this power, I could still be a hero, and I'm gonna prove it. With Stain saying that's false, he attacks, and Deku's dodging smoothly. Stain can't get a hit, and so he wonders why he can't get a hit. And so Deku grabs the blade and shatters it with his hand. And so as Stain pulls out his other sword, Deku dodges and uses a black flash palm, not a fist, a black flash palm, and palms him in his chest as hard as he could. And the Stain flies back because that shit hurt. And you can see this singed kind of mark, this scratch black mark on his chest, as he's like, damn, that brat, he's stronger than he looks. I can't take any more of those black hands that he has, because he doesn't know what the technique's called. And so Deku starts pushing, and he runs to him full speed as they get locked into a battle with Stain using his sword, but Deku is dodging and using his fists as he imbued his hands with cursed energy, so the sword won't be able to penetrate his skin as easily. So they're fighting, and Ida's wondering why he couldn't do enough to help. And so as they're fighting, it seems like Deku was gonna win, but he gets cut, and then paralyzed. And Stain starts laughing and saying that he almost had him scared for a second, but he didn't need to worry about nothing. It doesn't matter how much power you have, power can't be experienced. And so as he was about to stab Deku, Ida screams no, and that's when it happens. You dare say my power doesn't rival your experience? And that's when this malicious aura just envelops the whole city block. Well, not the city block, the whole alleyway. And this is Sukuna still being suppressed, but Deku, now Sukuna that's in control, shakes off the paralysis effects that Stain has, and Stain tries to lick Deku's blood again as Sukuna's walking forward, and Sukuna pauses for a second and then breaks out of it, saying that it's gonna take more than a paralysis trick to put him down, as Hero Killer Stain starts laughing and says, yes, your true nature, that's what you are. I have no shame if you kill me, because that's what a real hero does. And they start going back and forth, fighting again, which is really one-sided because Sukuna's playing with him. And so As he was doing that, uh, Hero Stain realizes that he's holding back. He could have killed him if he wanted to. And Stain says, "How come you're not killing me?" And Sukuna says, "Well, let's just say the brat's principles and morals rubbed off on me a little bit. But that doesn't exclude me from taking your arm," as he like does like a karate chop, and all you see is like, you know, black and white, and Stain's arm is clean off. Stain's right arm is clean off, like not his whole arm, but to where the elbow and the bottom part of your hand meet. That's what's out. So basically, he just gave him a clean amputation. Now he got nubs. Now he got a right nub now. And so as his arm flies off, Ida looks in shock, like, how is power? And Hero Stain's just screaming, "Ah!" And he starts grabbing his arm, and Sukuna walks to him and says, "Don't worry, this won't be enough to kill you. I cut you too clean, so you won't lose as much blood as you think." And so as he says that, he kicks him in the chest, and he flies back into the wall. And that's when Todoroki shows up, and Sukuna grabs Stain by his head and says, "My experience will always outclass anyone, any villain that tries to mess with my city." And then he throws him against the other wall, cracking the wall. And then as Sukuna walks away, Stain gets up and grabs his sword from his arm that's been severed, and he says, "Turn around. You're not going anywhere until I'm finished with you." And that's when Sukuna senses like aura of like curse energy / bloodlust. And Sukuna was like, I will acknowledge his bloodlust. And that's when Stain, as you know, claps himself because his heart gave out. So he didn't die to the bleeding. He didn't die to that at all. So yeah, he didn't die to the bleeding. His heart just gave out, and that's how he got clapped. So after the Stain situation, Endeavor takes credit for Endeavor takes credit for bringing down the hero killer, and he kind of faces backlash because they felt like it was kind of gruesome for his hand, like his arm, to get cut off, and he only did that so the students wouldn't get in trouble from using their powers and trying to save people and defend themselves. So we fast forward a few weeks, and it is time for the practical exam. So with that, you already know how that goes. The canon, Bakugo gets paired with Deku. They have to fight All Might. Bakugo's not listening because he has a pride issue with Deku, and Deku says, "I know things are not good between us, but we need to work together if we want to stand any of a chance, because even with All Might heavily suppressed, he can still fight Deku and Bakugo with ease." Because when Deku and All Might train, All Might kind of build a resistance when he's using All for One. He built the resistance to the dismantle attacks, so it can still cut him, but it won't be as catastrophic as usually be. So they begin as All Might is They walk around the city. Well, they try to run to the exit so they can like pass the practical exam. But All Might comes crashing through a building and saying, either defeat me or surrender. With Bakugo jumping head first, and All Might smiles as he jumps at Bakugo, and then as Bakugo shoots an explosion, All Might disappears because it was an after image. And this man All Might gives Bakugo the meanest backhand on his back as he says, North Dakota smash. I know it's probably not one of his smash moves, correct me if I'm wrong, but he said North Dakota smash as he backhands Bakugo and sends him through a building. And he lands on like the 3rd floor because, you know, he jumped pretty high. So like imagine they're in the air and he jumps. So the building is like, let's say 10 stories. They jump to like the 4th level, and All Might backhand him through the 4th, 3rd, and lands on the 2nd floor. And he's kind of like, you know, taking time to himself to recover because that shit hurt. I know that shit hurt. And so as All Might lands, he looks at Deku, and Deku looks at him, and he says, give it your best, Midoriya. Show me how you improved. And All Might goes on the attack first with Deku blocking. But even though All Might is like suppressed with the weights, it still packs a punch as Deku skids back, and you know he like leaves imprints on the ground as he skids back. But All Might is not giving up. He starts speeding up, and so he starts blocking and dodging. And then All Might goes for an uppercut. He dodged the uppercut, but then like the uppercut like makes his ground go off makes his feet come off the ground, and All Might shoots him up the air with the wind pressure. And so he's up in the air, and All Might jumps and says, Detroit. But he's like holding back because he doesn't want to like really hurt him. Smash. And Deku, with no option, says Black Flash. And so their fists meets, and it's like a huge wind and Black Flash energy explosion with Deku like landing on his feet, catching himself, and All Might catching himself as All Might looks at his hand, and it's kind of scratched up. You know, that kind of hurt. And you know, All Might says, that's good, now keep it up. And so they begin to fight with Deku like dodging all his his hits, because he knows like, you know, he can only block so much. And so Deku dodges and counter attacks using diversion fists. And so as they keep fighting, Bakugo comes out and comes from behind with an explosion that hits All Might, but it seems like it doesn't affect him. But it did, because, you know, he said that kind of burns, as he grabs Bakugo by his gauntlet and smacks Bakugo with Deku. He smacks Deku with Bakugo, my bad. And so they both fly back into the wall and are kind of like in the same room on each other. Pause, because they really not on each other like that. And so what they do now is Bakugo, being hard-headed, goes out and fights All Might. And so as he does that, Deku charges his curse energy as he wants to use a move that he kind of made up. And so after Bakugo gets utterly clapped by All Might, All Might walks towards Deku and says that even in his held back state, you can't win, or it will be really close. And Deku says, I've been holding back, but not anymore. And so All Might rushes, and that's when he does it again. Simple domain. And so as All Might's fist came into his domain, Deku met it with equal force, neutralizing the attack. And so all you see is just wind pressure and fucking debris flying back because Deku's matching his strength right now, but using a divergent fist only. So while he's matching it, he's kind of hurting All Might too because he's using the divergent fish, which has double hits. And so All Might looks and it's like, how is he matching my strength? Did he get stronger? Did I underestimate him? And Deku says, pay attention, All Might, as he jumps and kicks All Might into a building. But he catches himself as he like blocks it, and then, you know, he crashes into the building. And so after he does that, he grabs Bakugo and sprints as fast as he can, which is pretty fast, but All Might was already on their tail. And right when All Might was about to grab Bakugo wakes up and uses his full power explosion to propel them at the gate even more, making them pass the entrance, not the entrance exam, the practical exams. So after that, All Might tells them that they passed, and that's a good job on their part. And so he rewards them, saying good job, and Bakugo still has some resentment towards Deku, and we'll figure out why in the next few what ifs. And this is the end of today's episode. Hope you guys like this what if. I might be a little rusty. You probably just heard my computer click because I accidentally pressed the mouse. So I hope you guys enjoyed this what if. And you know, it's been like a while since I've done any what ifs because, like I said, I've been busy with work and stuff. And you might see some new gameplay because I've been getting into Wulong Dynasty. Yeah, that shit's fire. If you want any more of this what if or a different one, let me know. I was gonna start doing like my hero focus what ifs, but I want to branch my my horizon out, and so I might continue this series and start another one with High School DxD, where I just take different characters and you know like implement them in a High School DxD verse. So if y'all, I know y'all probably would like that, and I'll probably have to be careful the way I word shit because YouTube will probably slap the shit out of me with the demonetization, even though I don't even got shit subscribers, but they already know I be cussing on my channel, so like, you know, but still, like, that shit might get age restricted. I'm not even gonna hold you, because if I talk about some fun bags, if y'all know, they gonna be like, look at this horn dog. All right, but hopefully y'all enjoyed this what if, and that will be me signing off. Comment, like, subscribe, and I'm gonna be and another thing before I go, I'm gonna make sure I I put this in a playlist, and then after I finish this series, I'm gonna make it into a movie, so it could be like 1 hour, 2 hour movie. If you can hear me, do it. If you don't want it, or you're just waiting for a movie. But yeah, this is gonna be me signing off, and have a good rest of your day. Peace.